Have you ever had a guy unspeakably attracted to you, to the point where he's obsessed and can't get enough? Or had a man constantly tell you how amazing you smell? Maybe he told you he feels an irresistible connection to you after only knowing him for a short amount of time. It turns out that this might actually be down to the mind-blowing science of your body's pheromones. More specifically, pheromones called copulins. There's been much scientific research into what pheromones are and how they affect our love lives. There's still many unknowns about how they work. But biologists think pheromones are chemical signals that humans give off to entice potential sexual partners. Kind of like sending out a massive flare that lets other mates know you look to copulate. They are also widely present across the animal kingdom. Women's bodies are genetically designed to attract mates. When we ovulate, our bodies flood with hormones that make us want to procreate. Our fuller hips and long hair subconsciously show mates we're fertile. Additionally, our body gives off molecular signals through copulins that make us unbearably irresistible to sexual partners. Pheromones' behavior-altering abilities cause intense reactions. They are completely natural and cause sexual arousal, intimidation vibes, bonding, and communication between animals. 1. What do these copulins do to men? Copulins are essentially a collection of fatty acids found in vaginal secretions, given off when a woman ovulates. Essentially, when a woman gets aroused, her body emits these chemicals and they ignite desire in potential mates. These pheromones have been known to produce almost mind-control type powers, and exert a massive fog over the man's process of thinking and analyzing. Eventually they make him incredibly suggestible and susceptible to behaviors normally uncommon to him. There is legitimate research behind how these chemicals infiltrate a man's body, and it's totally fascinating. When a man is exposed to copulins, his body exhibits a significant increase in testosterone levels. He is sometimes unable to discriminate against the attractiveness of women's physical appearances. These pheromones not only put the man's mental state in a much more suggestible place, but also drive him into an overloaded state of sexual euphoria. Evidence suggests copulins have the power to change or insert new memories, convince a man of what he hears, feels, sees despite it not being reality, plant trigger words that cause thoughts, actions days after they've been planted, embed subconscious, intrusive thoughts that he believes are his own ideas. 2. How copulins impact women. Copulins not only have an effect on men, they also are the cause of collective thinking in a group of women. They are generally responsible for the syncing of menstrual cycles some women experience. A lot of the way copulins, and pheromones in general, are passed on has to do with our hypersensitive sense of smell. 3. How does smell affect attraction? It has long been documented that your sense of smell is incredibly important in not only forming bonds, but also associations and memories. The human scent has long been known to influence sexual attraction and compatibility. Recently, it's a new way to date, with several companies holding pheromone parties or smell dating services to help unlucky or curious singles find a relationship in an unconventional way. The idea of love at first smell is not a new one. The connection between our sense of smell and attraction goes back to primitive times, where many of the ways we attracted mates was by using smell to announce our sexual availability, or to suss out who was a sexually compatible, fertile partner. It's so hardwired into us that most people don't even realize they're purely attracted to certain kinds of smells, instead of certain kinds of people. This scent factor actually plays into ultimately making relationships last longer. That sexual chemistry and closeness formed through a strong connection to your partner's scent defies all novelties such as outward physical appearance. So once all the superficial things we find attractive fade away, the connection formed through scent is still there. Copulins are described as having a distinct smell, something quite sweet and buttery. It's said the strong smell of copulins turns any man into an irrational, sexually hungry, testosterone-fueled mess. 4. How can I tell how strong my copulins are? Some women's copulins are more effective than others. But some women don't have as many of the fatty acids in order for them to have any real effect. It also takes time for the copulins to take hold. So, if you date someone, and over time he becomes more and more insatiable, it could very well be your copulins taking over. 5. When do you release the most copulins? You tend to release more of these hormones when you approach peak fertility between 23 and 31, and also when you ovulate. There are plenty of companies offering magical, bottled pheromones with supposed isolated copulins, but not many of them have ever been scientifically proved to be effective, as these hormones are only naturally produced by our bodies. As there is no specific, definitive test to measure your copulins, figure out how powerful yours are through trial and error. Note the changes you see in your partner, how addicted to you they become over time, and whether they become unquenchably aroused during certain times in your cycle. If you find you drive men wild left, right and center, chances are you're a copulin-making machine. Now that you know what copulins are all about and how they may prove to be a dating aid, it's time you acknowledge the kind of power you wield as a woman. Use this power responsibly, but also make sure to enjoy the benefits of your hormonal instincts. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to download your free ebook, How to Make Anyone Fall in Love with You Within Minutes. Link in the description. If you like the video, like it and share it with your friend. If you want more advice and tips, subscribe to the channel.